everyone, it's Julia. Today we're going to be working on our third project, which is going to be a set of coasters or mug rugs. There's going to be 4 in the set. The other 2 projects that we did with this same design was a pillow and a Christmas card, and all those projects will be listed down below in the playlist. And also, if you're interested in following along and you haven't picked up your PDF, this is available in my Etsy shop. And so that link will also be down below. For today's project, we are going to be using the applique pieces in all 3 of the sweaters and also the wreath. We're also going to be using some of these little applique designs to decorate some of the sweaters. Another thing that you'll find on your card templates is a little sweater type thing, and this you're going to want to print on cardstock and cut it out, and this is going to be part of the packaging that I'm going to show you, just an idea that you might want to do if you're going to give this as a gift. Other things we're going to need, similar to our other projects, we will be using Heat and Bond Light, a variety of scraps, and also for the mug rugs or the coasters themselves, I am going to be using a Warm and Natural for the batting for in between. And then I picked out, this is just a piece of flannel, plaid flannel that I thought would be appropriate for this. And I'm just going to use a natural muslin for the front. And so I'm thinking most of these are items that you're already going to have on hand. And another 2, because this is going to be has a plaid backing, I do want to try to bring some of that plaid into some of my designs, the applique on the front, just to give it more of a cohesive look. And so you'll see me changing up my designs a little bit. And also just a thing too, if you remember, or if you did the cards or saw the video on the cards, I use pom-poms for some of the detail. Now this is something where I'm not going to do anything that's real dimensional on these, because you're going to want to be able to set your mug without it tipping over. And so you're going to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to show you the process. Another quick side note, I did cut these at just a little bit bigger than a 6x6. I am going to be using one of my rulers from Arteza, and this is like a 6x6. This comes in a pack of 4. So if any of you need, and that link will be down below as well, if any of you are wanting to add to some of your templates or your rulers. The first step is to trace your designs onto your Heat and Bond Light. I am using the paper side up and the adhesive side down, and just tracing over all the shapes that I'm going to be needing for my project. I like to try to group my designs on my Heat and Bond. Trying to get all the plaids together and all the green ones together. Once all my designs are drawn on, and it's to my ironing board, and I will be ironing them on the wrong side of the fabric. So I have the adhesive side down, and I'm ironing them onto the wrong side of the fabric. It looks like I'm wasting some fabric here, but I have in mind what I'm doing. I want some of the blue to show on the blue shirt. I also want the Rudolph's nose to be on the red part. So I have a system of what I'm doing here. It's hard to see which is the right side and the wrong side of this plaid, but it does have a right and a wrong side, so I was just checking that out. everything is ironed into place, and now it's fussy cutting around each of these designs. I'm going to show how I decorate each one of these, starting with this blue one. I did decide to add the ribbing in the plaid, and this is where I wanted a little bit of the blue on this plaid to show to go with this shirt. I also cut a piece for the turtleneck. And this one is going to have the little Santa hat, which is also done in the plaid. And just ironing these into place. Now on to the sweatshirt type sweater. Just adding the little pieces, and this one has the wreath. Pulling that back side of the heat and bond, the paper side off, and getting my pieces lined up where I want them. Just putting the ribbing on the bottom or the cuffs. And ironing into place. The wreath is just real simple with two pieces. Again, the bow I made out of the plaid. And the green sweatshirt. I am again adding the ribbing on the cuffs, the bottom, and the neck edge in the plaid. And putting the little reindeer face on this sweatshirt. Cutting that nose down a little bit. It got a little big. And ironing into place. I am adding some of the detail on with my Frixon pens. I'm going to be adding some of the stitching lines with my free motion stitching, and just want to make sure I get the right placement. So I do like to use a pen before I head to my sewing machine. And these just come out with an iron, just with heat. At my sewing machine now, and I have my quilter's foot on. I do have two layers here. I have the top layer and the batting. I have my feed dogs dropped and black thread on, and I'm just going to be outlining my applique pieces. I am going at real time at the beginning here so you can see my speed. Just clipping my thread and then just continuing on outlining this piece. Because the feed dogs are dropped, I am doing all the movement here and just guiding the piece of fabric with my fingers. Adding to some of the detail with this ribbing, just went back and forth to look like a zigzag stitch. And I've sped it up now, but you can see I'm going back and forth again to give it that ribbing a detail. What's so fun about free motion is you can go sideways and back and forth and any direction that you want. Sometimes I turn it so I can see a little bit better, but really turning isn't even necessary when you're doing free motion. I'm going over it the second time here. I do like to go over my design twice to give it a sketchy look. I'm not concerned about going exactly on my first line of stitching. It does get off a little bit. Now I'm back over. I got all of my designs free motioned, and I'm just removing any of my extra ink with an iron. It's on to cutting, and again I'm just putting my ruler, and I'm just with my rotary cutter just trimming off all the way around this. I want to invest in a turntable cutting mat. If any of you have one of those, let me know in the comments below. I've been curious about how they work, if you like it, and what size you have, if they even come in different sizes. But as you can see, I'm turning my cutting mat as I go here. I just think one of those turntable cutting mats would be wonderful for this type of a thing. I'm putting the right sides together. Notice I don't trim my backing. I will do the trimming of my backing once I have everything sewn. Just pinning this into place. I'm going to be taking a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around these, leaving an opening of about 2 inches or so at the bottom. I'm going to mark that opening just so I don't forget. This is to turn it right sides when I get the stitching done, and I do go back and forth on starting and finishing just to secure that stitch. And doing all of mine the same way, and now I'm trimming the corners and trimming off that backing piece. I don't trim the opening on the back side. I usually leave that to be a little bit longer. That's just easier for me to turn everything up and to secure it into place with my top stitching. Just getting my fingers in there and this pokey tool to get those corners all poked out and everything nice and smooth. And then just rolling the seams with my fingers, turning under the opening. And then ironing and pressing everything into place. And now I will be top stitching all the way around, closing up that opening. I decided to do 2 rows of stitching, as you can see, just really close together. Just love how they turned out. For the little packaging, the little gift card, I'm just going around with some ink. Using a punch to punch a hole in the corner of it. And then I have some raffia here that I'm going to be wrapping this into a little bundle. Ribbon or any sort of yarn would work equally as well. Even a strip of the muslin, if you want just to rip a piece of muslin off, that'd be really cute. Just trying to tie a bow here. And then tying my little gift card right on with the raffia. The back side would be a wonderful place to add a personal note. And then just trimming the raffia. Thank you so much, everybody who's joined me. I hope you enjoyed this little pack of projects. I hope you have a chance to create today. Bye for now.